to go. All right. So, uh, where we last left off, yeah, took a crack at refactoring some of the code, but determined that, oh, come on, you. Don't, there we go. You're ridiculous. Anyway, where last left off yesterday, come on. What are you doing? Okay, what's the problem? What's your problem? Come on, come on. There we go. Jesus. Ridiculous. For Christ's sake. What are you doing? It's acting up on me. I don't know. It's weird. It's being weird today. Anyway, where we? Okay, interruptions aside. Where we? What just fell? Oh crap! My power cable. I'm gonna have to plug in at some point too. No. Anyway, where we last left off, we were trying to refactor. Or looking into whether it would be feasible or reasonable or even beneficial to refactor the tables, as well as the services. The termination was that it really wouldn't be. But what is undeniably worth it is fixing the auth issue because the auth token expiring after 30 minutes, regardless of whether or not you do anything, has been a huge pain in the ass the entire time and needs to be addressed. And we're going to go on a little journey together looking into how to even do that. And I'm a little congested. Mm. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so token uh, refresh. I know I had searched for how to do. Maybe on the other computer. Damn. Okay, so. All right. Vise JWT token refresh token. Oh, little shamrocks. St. Patty's Day. Come out, you black interns. Come out and fight me like a man. Okay, how to implement refresh tokens. Now, something that stood out to me was, but they don't explain why, you don't want refresh tokens to be readable by JS. So, the fact that we're passing the token in response data or in the header and then exposing that is bad actually, but in an earlier streams we found um, where is it? It should be. I think it might be in the course. So, where are you? Not models. Serializers. Lab log public. Where are you? Initializes. There we go. Where someone said to expose authorization. That's exposing that header to the JS. Should we not be doing that after all? It should be getting put in a cookie. Okay, we need to look for uncommented out lines. Okay. 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 JC criticals. Okay. JC dispatch requests. Post. Revocation requests. Delete. Okay. I don't have much of an understanding what that actually means, though. Find and authenticate user. Okay, so let's just see. For action, revoke pre-existing token. Create. Authenticate user. Cookies done encrypted. Refresh token. Generate refresh token cookie. User to generate auth credentials. Rescue active record not found. Raise. Correct. Okay. Refresh token. Token. Hmm. User. Not sure. Okay. I really appreciate the work in your articles. Is there any security for all that? Is it? Usual solution used to have users that never sign out is through refresh tokens. Users surely the civil solution actually replaces for cookies and the cookies is mandatory for their expiration time. I think refresh tokens feature would be arranged. Oh, doorkeeper. So is that what I should have used instead of JWT? Uh, allow list. JWT row token. Case but allow lists like this. Refresh token. Okay, but what the hell is an allow list then? This was a useless answer. Okay, let's go to our user model. Okay, email changed, false. Def self to JW2 payload user. User. Okay. access refresh token authentication model in mind. How does when a user is authenticated, an access token is sent in the response, and usually in the body in the form of JSON data. These tokens are designed to last a short time, about 15 minutes. What you do with these tokens is up to you, but the best practice is to keep tokens in memory and not store them in cookies or in local storage. That way they cannot be used in attacks. And then sent to headers and requests. Authenticated users required to access protected resources. Yes, that's another thing. I have to take the token out of local storage. What I wanted to do was look into one of those libraries at one point that encrypts the contents of local storage. But actually, just storing it in memory would be better anyway. So, I'm going to probably, as part of today's work, create another context wrapper. For holding the token in memory. Right, it's one thing to have the permissions be in local storage, because all the permissions do is, for convenience sake for the user, hide UI elements that aren't applicable to that user. And you kind of want that. But if a user goes in and manually edits their local storage to give themselves other permissions, that'll show other UI elements, sure, but they won't be able to actually make the API calls if they don't have those permissions. So it's not really a security issue to have this here. User ID logged in as not terrible. This though really shouldn't be in local storage, and I was considering at one point doing an encrypted local storage thing, but now that I've looked into how to wrap everything in a context, like let's go to app. Let us go to app.tsx. You know, the search provider context. You know, can have a token provider context as well. That wraps everything and get the token from there rather than from local storage. Token provider context could also handle things like logging you back out, or like things like redirecting you to the login screen when you no longer have a valid token, things like that, all in one place. So I want to implement that as well. But refreshing these tokens, let's, refreshing the token on a given action is also important. More important, honestly. But yeah, we got breadcrumbs, permission check. Permission check is a route wrapper that just blocks certain routes. Yeah. We do permission checks on. We should probably do permission checks on things like the item and container pages too. If you don't have the basic view container, view item permissions. It should just bounce you right back to dashboard. Uh, yeah, I still gotta figure out how to refresh my token. Okay, not sure about that. Okay, so what is a JSON token? The compact self-contained way for securely transmitting information between parties is JSON object. This information should be verified and trusted because it is highly signed. It is digitally signed. I don't know why I read how that was highly. JOTs can be signed using a secret with the public blah blah blah. All the JOTs can be encrypted and also provide secrecy between parties. We will focus on signed tokens. Integrity of claims contained within. Header payload signature. Okay. Okay. Bearer token. Signature. Okay. Oof. Yeah. Authorization server. Okay. Tokens, HTTP headers. You should try to prevent them from getting too big. Some servers don't accept more than trying to embed too much information in a JOT token. Like by including all the user's permissions, you need an alternative solution like shows how a JOT is obtained. Okay. Not put secret information within the token. Do you know those signed tokens? Okay. Doesn't really tell me anything useful. But yeah, this tells me I definitely want to take the token out of local storage. Downside here is that the user will need to re-authenticate themselves frequently. This token disappears and the user is no longer authenticated. Refresh tokens are different. Tokens and the fact that they are sent as HTTP only cookies. These tokens are expected to last a long time, a few days, maybe a week. The user loads the page, these tokens persist and are used. Okay. I have. Where's my gem file? Device GWT. Oh, yeah, maybe I should keep it as in local storage, but do the encrypted local storage thing. Because I would like to be able to remain logged in the following day if I extend it to more than half an hour. Not finding anything useful. All the information on this is kind of worthless. Oh, hello. Do you have what I need? I recently set up a basic Rails. What in the world is going on with this other computer over here? Why does it keep popping on and off? I have a computer next to me that is supposed to be locked and it keeps waking up randomly. I don't know what its major malfunction is, so I'm just going to shut it down because it's pissing me off. It's being a total nuisance. So, goodbye, you. Be quiet now. Okay. Okay, is this similar to what we did? Okay. Will you load? No, of course not. Okay. Grocery records, blah blah blah. Is this HostGmail, gem, JWT, gem.env, class auth. Okay. But that's not with devise. Jeez, it's gonna be a pain. User attempts to access the restricted route. Okay, yeah, that's more or less what we're doing. Send back a generated JWT via headers. A couple simple tweaks. Okay. Kinda already do that. Now tell me the other factor allow. Adding expiration. And a refresh strategy to my token. Currently, my just bare bones token. Have these tokens generated. Adding expiration claim to it. Now the user will have to log back in after 15 minutes regardless of activity. Most apps have some sort of refresh. Every time a user makes a success with my API, will generate a new JWT and pass it to the user. Okay. Is it really that simple? Current user. If current user. Okay. Problem is this is class I'd have to do it in. That's the cookies. When these can't be used as cookies. Okay. Well, list. Okay, bet. Okay, that's secret equals env. Okay. Okay, configuration. Okay, user JTI matcher. JTI matcher. Okay. Access the revocation strategy. It needs a new string colony. GTI stands when a token is dispatched for use. The GTI claim is taken. Every authenticated action, the incoming GTI claim is matched against the GTI column for that user. Same when the user requests to sign out. You're encouraged to set a unique index in the class. JWT payload method in the user model, so if you need to use it, don't forget to call super. The strategy. Okay. Okay, but it's still nothing about refreshing. Yeah, but no definition for dispatch requests. So as the create session one, there are additional requests for JWs should be dispatched. It must be a bidimensional array Being an array of two elements, request method and regular expression. You encourage to limit notification. Requests. Example get. Uh, huh. So get. There's so conclusion. There's probably room for improvement in my device. Oh, would you munch me? Okay. Cause expose authorization. Okay. Okay. JSON API serializer. Okay. Device for. Okay. Strategy. Okay. Destroy. Session star. Hold on. Yeah, obtain the user information. Okay, we'll add picture of the avatar later. Sessions control at RB. Respond with. Okay. Have rack sessions fix. Yeah, this was this guy. Did he continue? No. This is some custom hooks, so he just left it at your shit's gonna expire after 30 minutes. Okay, and devise GWT. And of course my JSON API, but I use a slightly different one than him, but it's good enough. Install navigational device API on the app. Also have the following line to configure environments development. Okay, who cares? Create user model. Okay. Create device controllers and routes. Okay. Device for. Yep. Done, done, done. Okay. Secret key base. Login. 30 minutes. Here we are just specifying that every post request login call append JWT token to authorization header is bearer to. Okay. Revocation is important. Security device. Now we're going to be single valid user attached. Okay, already done. GTI. To add this, we can run. Okay. Database authenticatable, registerable, validatable, JWT authentication. JWT verification strategy self. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, so far so good. Okay, be aware the strategy makes use. Oh, so if you need to use it, don't forget to go super. Merge foobar. If you need the so we can move on for now. Next we'll run migrations using. Okay, using user serializer attributes. Okay. Also done, also done. Sessions controller. Okay, so respond with. Okay, sessions controller. Yeah. Use a serializer, JWT, etc., etc., etc. Okay. What I already have. Don't care about that. Create an endpoint that will return the current user given a valid JWT in the headers. This will be useful in our front-end code to be able to recognize we have an active session before visiting a different client-side route. Okay. Okay, I'm going to consider this. Okay, but what about refreshing? Okay, but about refreshing, you fuck. You're serious, dude. You just. Come on, man. Yeah, this uses way different. That's for allow list. Okay. Okay. Expose authorization. Okay. Expose to JSON. Let's do that. Yeah. TI. Okay. You're gonna tell me the same exact thing as everyone else and leave it at it expires after 30 minutes. Um, We're just copying and pasting everyone else's shit. There's nothing on how to tap into that. Okay. Come on, man. Uh, I mean, maybe. I'm just gonna experiment. Get. Okay. Uh, So instead of doing it on every request, it would be a special thing that's called in the background periodically. That way I could control when it's called in the UI. If you're not active for a time, it could just not make that call. But I could, by default, just implement something that just automatically, periodically makes the call. Uh, what do we want to call it? User authenticated controller. Okay, get routes. Where's route? Get login. Uh, Stuck on what to name it. Uh, should have turned the other computer off. Alright. What I'm thinking will happen is if I make something that just checks authenticate user and then is set on dispatch requests, it should maybe, I hope, in theory, spit out a new token that's distinct from the other one. I'd have to test in Fiddler to see. That's my hope. That if you have it registered as a dispatch request, then that triggers it to call the code to generate a new token and put that in the header. And that token would be usable within the next 30 minutes after that point. But I need a little inspiration on what to name this. For Christ's sake. Okay. Users, colors, change, login, login. Verify. Yes. Regenerate, log out. I. API accounts, assets, export, external, users, not authentic, validate token, validate, yeah, validate. We shall call it validate. Okay, validate. Okay. And let's go to Fiddler Classic. Okay. Alright. Get, validate, login. Okay. So now we're going to go to routes and login. Registration, sign up, sign in, sign out, registration. Controllers, sessions, registration. Okay. Not match, not resources. Oh, I see. Get. Uh, validate. Okay. Ruby. Space utils get validate. Two. Maybe. There we go. Yep. So on the base. Add item. Indicator controller. Oh no, I just want to double check something. Actually. Oh, Warehome. Hold on. Let's see if that comes up. Okay, get login validate, validate. Containers, containers, add item. Okay, so that should go to validate controllers. So controllers should go with concerns users. Um, it really should go under users though. So role routes, routes. Namespace users do. Namespace users do. Do. Okay, So users, new file. Okay. Authenticate user. If let's authenticate user. Let's authenticate user. Head unauthorized. I mean, that should do it, right? So now, in theory, that should do what I want, right? I hope. Okay. Okay. Raw. Let's get it. Composer. Raw. Okay. Now, in theory. Okay, so that's still valid, huh? Response headers. UI, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the other token is still good, actually. But now, if I do a get, uh, validate. Found. Hold on. Trace. Okay. Uh, it's gonna be users validate, isn't it now? Isn't it? Because of that pain. D. Warehome. Ruby. Bin. Rails. Routes. Validate. Users validate, you bastard. Namespace. Scope module. Users do. Containers do. API do. As user scope module. Containers. Scope module. Users. Or it was get users validate. Okay, so now it should 500. Okay, validate. Actually, no method error, undefined method. Undefined method action encoding template. Define method action encoding template. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Application controller. So API controller, action controller base, action controller base. Action controller API, application controller. API controller, application controller. Okay. Authenticate user. So where does that get embedded? Action controller base, authenticated control, authenticate user. Okay. So it is only exclamation mark version, huh? Unauthorized. Okay, so you do need the exclamation mark. I was afraid that I could have sworn that functions like that, if you include the exclamation mark, they throw an exception. And otherwise just return false. Okay, headers. Okay. Now if I were to include my that, would I get a new question is, do they differ? They do differ. Is that where the expiration is embedded though? That last section? Okay. So, there's only one way to find out, and that is to play the waiting game. So, what we're going to have to do is a little experimentation, a little science. So, devise RB. We're going to set it to 2 minutes. Then we are going to post. Post. Log in. And we are going to get that header. And we are going to add that authorization token. We are going to change to get I almost lost my mouse. API v1 slash items. There's a T in items, of course. Okay, and that gives us a number of items. So be it. Now, we wait. We wait for that to expire. Timothy Chalamet. No, we just need a timer. Yeah, sure. We'll know when there's about 3 minutes left on the timer. So, can't even play any music. I had to mute sections of 2 streams because I played the Spanish Flea music during technical difficulties and whatnot. It's just like an old meme playing Spanish Flea. You can always check x.com, formerly Twitter, and see if I've angered anyone today. As is often the case. Yeah, and get a load of this person. No, they won't. Okay. Well, I think they will. Uh, hold on. I gotta.
I have a question.
Go. Okay, a few more seconds and we'll know. We'll know. Actually, let's give it a shot now. Oh, it's still working. Oh, what if I have to restart the server? Oh, what if I have to restart the server for initializers to be updated, though? That's another thing. Crap. Okay. Hmm. What a hassle. Although, something I want to see. You know, it doesn't throw a token back, does it? No, only for that. Okay. Yeah, it still works because that is a token that was set to. Okay, so log in. Fucking mouse. Slid off my leg again. God damn it. Where was it? Logio. Log in. Post. Should expire after 2 minutes. headers, authorization, composer. Okay, get API v1 items. Okay. Okay. So in theory, in theory, this should expire after 2 minutes. If it doesn't, then I'm at a loss how to even fix it if I can't even make it worse first. You know what I mean? It's one of those situations. Wow. Vito's still being obstinate. Team guy Vito. Okay, we'll just keep. Oh, there we go. It expired. Okay, so we've got confirmation that motherfucker expired. So what we're gonna do is, oh man, this thing is so dumb that it only has one undo. Okay, so whatever. So log in. Post. Oh, take out the token because having a bad token overrides that. Okay, headers. Okay, authorization. Okay. Jesus, get validate. Okay. That was probably a good 30 seconds. So we'll wait a minute, you know, then we'll get up. Of course, I'm going to put it back to 30 minutes after this, but this is so we can test if our new token actually does anything. Okay. So just gonna hang out and wait till around 1 minute 30. Then we're gonna see if validation fails on this token after a while, then get the new token from the response from the successful validation, pop that in, see if that one succeeds. Oh, no, took too long. Damn it. It took too long. No, wait. It did not take too long. I screwed up the headers. Okay. Oof. Thought I took too long. Now we'll just wait another full minute and change. Okay, and Let's see if that token is bad yet. See if just calling validate means that even though it's a different last section of the token, if it winds up making both be valid, or if only the new one is valid. So I'm just gonna call again. Nope, now it's expired, so now what if we take this one and go to Composer? Oh, why do you do this? Bro, you're wasting my time if I don't get this in fast enough. Okay. Okay, so the new one works. The new one works. I don't know why. Okay. Normal text editor. You select from here to here. And you... Oh, wait. I'm not selecting new one. I did. I'm playing myself. I did it to myself. Oh, oh, I'm getting beeped at. Ah, that hurts. That's right in my ear. Okay. But it seems to work. So if we just... Okay, validate until we can't. Should keep it at 2 minutes that way. Because we're leaving a trail of still usable tokens in our wake. Well, I could just make it not refresh, make it not call the validate call too frequently as well. So if I make it 30 minutes, make it call validate after every 20 minutes and then update the token from there. Okay, so that no longer works, so we'll just call this composer. And that one works. And presumably any of these will work. So if I take this one, for example, composer, and yeah. Yeah, so that's valid. That's valid. So that works. This is what we want. Okay, so it was that easy. I just had to guess at what would work and try it instead of trying to look up how to do it because my gut ended up being right and nothing online that I could find in the hour I wasted said anything about going about it this way, and this is workable. And the older token eventually becomes expired anyway, and I'm sure there's some way to reverse engineer this to generate a new one of these parts anyway. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure it's encrypted, so using that secret key that I generated. Yes, this should be fine. So, yeah, I'm going to turn this back to 30 minutes. And we're going to see about once and for all making it so that when you... Okay. Okay, get, validate. So... Yeah, gotta restart the server. Okay, so from here... no. I'm not doing it on a branch. I should have done it on a branch, but it's also a small thing. Yeah, yeah. The thing is, I have this as a as an issue, right? Right. Go here. So I should have created a branch for this issue for these code changes. Let's see, how severe is it to just kind of a hassle, a little bit of a hassle. Little bit of a hassle to make a branch now with the changes I've made. I'll just close the issue. The proper approach is to make a branch, and I messed up. I was supposed to go in and make an issue branch and work on that branch today, and I did not do that. Oh well. Uh, it's just not following best practices today. We're just flying by the seat of our pants and pushing to main. Who needs pull requests? I gotta get into the habit of following proper procedure for things like this, though. I really do. 'Cause that was bad. That was bad putting that on main like that. But, eh, fine. Nah, next. It's a sole maintainer project. It's fine. I'll just put it on main. Anyway, let's just go to. Let's make matters worse. Validate. V. Validate API URL. Validate. Okay. Constants. Validate API URL. Test. Okay. I like how this token stayed valid for 30 minutes, though. This entire time. Okay, so I need in my off service sign up, log out, log in. I need to validate, which is get. So it's more like log out in a way because it's got the call the. So log in. Okay, validate. API. If response not okay, return false. Okay. Validate API URL. Method. Actually, we don't really need the method. Method is get by default, right? Isn't it? Is it not? I mean, really? Post. I mean, ultimately, isn't it? So, get validate. We're just popping in the token. No local count res equals. We do not want to do local storage dot clear. We do want to do is update the token. Okay, so this should just work. Now, constants. Okay. Cost, export cost, export const. Uh, what do we want to call this? I'm having a brain fart. I am not finding words good today. That's the issue. I'm trying to name things and I can't because I can't words. So I'm moving extra slow just trying to find my words. It is what it is. Duh, duh, duh. It's, jeez. Why do I keep thinking perimeter? That's so weird. I've got bad paraphasia right now, don't I? Oy. No, it's, a period. What's the word? Interval, 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 interval. Jesus Christ. Can't words. Uh, equals. Test. Dot v. And that's in minutes. Is in minutes. Okay. So we'll know for sure tomorrow if it doesn't randomly fail midstream if this actually works. I'm not going to have time to test this tonight. So I'm just going to write it and then tomorrow if it I don't randomly have to log back in, then that means it worked. If I do, then that means tonight was a big bust. So we'll see. Anyway, so development, okay. Constants, feed, validate interval equals 20. Okay, constants. Okay, so we need. Okay. Component, a big old wrapping component. So shared components, breadcrumbs, components, providers, search provider. Okay. All right. Validation provider. Six. Okay. Except that should be put around not Hmm. It's not a provider though, is it? It's yeah, hold on. So if I put it in app TSX around app routes with search provider, right? Around the whole route. Now I have to worry about which routes aren't applicable, right? I don't want to be calling validate randomly from the login screen or the sign up screen, and then when validation fails, kicking it back to the login screen, which will then kick back to the sign up screen because you'd only be on the sign up screen if you don't have a user yet. So I don't want that. But if I go to app routes, right, and I want to put it around everything else. Then it becomes the whole other element. I could just put the logic in navbar then, since navbar is a route element anyway. Uh, or I mean, I have permission check. I mean, I could have something like it. Yeah, there's no reason I shouldn't just make another. I shouldn't put the onus on navbar. Navbar shouldn't really be in control of that. Navbar has a logout button, sure, but so I mean, so navbar can call logout. Okay, but so it would be very trivial to put in navbar the the logic to periodically call validate, and if false, log out. Sure, whatever. But it kind of should be its own component. It doesn't have to be. It's only a few lines of code, and I just add them right to navbar, and that'd be that. But I feel like it really ought to be its own component, just to keep things organized, as it were. So, I. But where's that routes? Where's that routes? So we got permission check and breadcrumbs. You know, I should organize these shared components into component types. Like permission check and breadcrumbs would be route wrappers. Yeah, it's not a provider. Hmm. I would make a separate folder for route components, but it seems like all my components now are all my global components are route components. Validation. Yeah, so there's a difference really between permission check on route and validate route. So validate route. But the code is going to be similar then to permission check route. so permission check. Where are you, buddy? So it's going to be more like you. So we're going to take you as a template. Okay. Validate route prop types, blah, blah, blah. Permission. Route 2. I don't really need to. Yeah, I just need route 2. That's the issue. Oh, that's missing. Okay. So, validate route. Um, kind of can't put a space there. Route element wrapper to has permission, doesn't matter, irrelevant. Irrelevant. Okay. Okay, route 2, use effect. Okay, so React. Every minute. I'd make it every 20 minutes. Console dot interval. Initialize the set timeout function. Set interval console.log. Returns clear interval. Sometimes you want to run some additional code after. When the component amounts, however, as we runs for every render, not just once. React also cleans up effects from previous render before next time. Yeah, can solve this problem. Just like you can use state hooks for once you can use different effects. Okay. Status of counter. Set count. Use effect. That helps us notice a fewer bugs. So cleanup mechanism for I see. So I just wanted to confirm that. It seemed to be the case, but yeah, when you return something with any use effect, that is the function you want to only call when this component is unrendered. So yeah, so navigate equals use navigate. So where are you? Permission check. Yeah, navigate route 2. Okay. Okay. Const interval equals set interval. Times validate interval. Okay. Now, navbar. Okay. We're just gonna steal some of that logic here. Validate route. Okay, so use effect, constant interval, set interval. Okay, schedules repeated, call back every delay seconds. Okay. And we're going to just try that. Set interval. Async. Try success equals await. Validate. If not success, search.clear, navigate. Okay, that should do it. So basically, every set number of minutes, we uh, we attempt to call the validate function. The validate function will, of course, automatically update the auth token used in the header of subsequent requests. If it succeeds in updating the auth token, then yeah. So something that have to go horribly wrong with this request because it should just should try to log out now. Log out. Okay, if not response. So either way, local storage clear. So again, this would have to throw an exception somehow. And at that point, it's like, okay, it's just. But if it just has an invalid token, then it'll log you out. So validate route should go on app routes. Okay. Should go around the nav bar. Of course, there'll be two more routes inside here, or more. I don't know, at least two. And that's what we'll be working on this weekend. I finished just in time to call it. So that's good. 10 o'clock on the dot. So, same time tomorrow.